Brandon, hey, congratulations for Possessor Uncut.
Thank you so much.
Hey, so tell us where you got the inspiration for Possessor Uncut for yourself.
To be honest, it came initially from a bit of a trivial personal place. I was going through a period where a lot was in flux, and I was, in a sense, having trouble seeing myself in my own life. I was waking up in the mornings and feeling like I was sitting up into someone else's life and scrambling to construct a character who could operate in that context. And so I wanted to write a film about a character who may or may not be an imposter, as a way of talking about how we build characters and narratives in order to operate as human beings. So the seed for the film was actually in those more dramatic, quieter scenes, and then the thrillery sci-fi stuff built out from there.
You often get vivid dreams like this.
Vivid dreams like this? I do. Do you get vivid dreams like this?
Strangely enough, this morning I think I was at a meeting and my phone kept on going off. And it turned out to be, it was my phone reminding me that I have a meeting with you. So
right.
So it's those type of weird dreams. But do dreams often to inspire you to do things?
Sometimes, but more often than not, I'm disappointed in the morning when I wake up. Sometimes I have dreams where in the dream I've come up with a great idea and it seems like a great idea and I'm eager to write it down, and then I wake up in the morning and realize it's complete nonsense.
So when you take a simple project like this, how do you basically create sort of like a visual masterpiece, like in Possessor Uncut? I mean, the usage of your lights, your usage of your colors, your gels, your projections. Could you talk about that? How you basically compiled all that into a film like this?
Certainly. The film had a relatively long development period, and in that time I spent a great deal of time in the living room of my cinematographer, Kareem Hussein, who is a close friend of mine and a close collaborator. And we experimented with cameras and lenses and gels, and we just really built out this kind of a sack of visual tricks that we could use for the film. We made a few low-budget experimental music videos and a short film to further develop some of these ideas. And eventually we were able to put them in the film. But we had all of this stuff ready to go through experimentation and just having that time to work together.
Why do you prefer experimentation visuals rather than like going digitally like a lot of directors do?
There are two reasons. First of all, I think that practical effects, both in-camera effects and also on the makeup effects side, have a certain weight to them and a certain texture to them on screen. I'm not against computer effects, but I feel if you can do something practically, or at least start with a good practical effect and enhance it digitally, it's going to have more impact because it feels more real. If you're creating a full body dinosaur that has to be running around and chasing people, it's another thing. Sometimes VFX makes sense. It's not something that I would shy away from, but I think there's value to practical effects. The other thing is that from a process perspective, you end up with effects that you weren't expecting when you started. When you are working hands-on and developing things in this practical way, there are all these happy accidents that you stumble on that then become interesting, that you can evolve. And I don't think you really get that with digital, at least as a director, because you're not in it trying things with your own hands. You don't accidentally find something great that then becomes part of the language of the film.
Does your practical effects also flow into the blood and the gore that you use for the film? Because like I was kind of mesmerized how you use the blood puddles, how it flows and everything. But was that all practical effects too?
Yeah, it was all practical effects. Dan Martin, our effects artist, is brilliant. His fake heads in particular are completely spectacular. And so we were able to do a lot of things practically that we otherwise might not have been Also, there's an element of experimentation there. You know, Kareem and Dan are both these mad geniuses who absolutely love what they do. And so Dan came to the project with a bunch of things that he wanted to try, these ideas that he had come up with, and he was looking for a film to try them on. And so we all had a great time working together and experimenting.
I could tell there was a lot of experimentations. It's because the transition, the dream sequences that you actually create, because there's a lot of clever editing that actually came about. Talk about the filming those and edit it all together into those flashes.
Sure. I mean, a lot of credit has to go to my editor, Matt Hannum, who's also a close collaborator of mine. We shot a great deal of this hallucinatory images. Excuse me. We shot a great deal of these hallucinatory images, knowing kind of how they would work together, knowing that they would look good, that they sort of related thematically to the story. But it was really in editing that we developed this language. So those sequences with the various flashes and the fast cutting. There was one day where Matt drank a lot of coffee and put on some music and just started taking my selects from those shoot days and trying to experiment with cutting them together into something that was glitchy and had that language to it. So that's how it came about.
Absolutely. And why was Andrea and Chris perfect for their roles, in your opinion?
They're just both fantastic actors, to be honest. I think sometimes you see an actor and you just immediately love everything they're doing. They're making the most interesting choices on screen. You can't take your eyes off them. And it's almost a visceral thing. I get this tingling when I look at certain actors because they're so fantastic in what they're doing. And I just know if I plug them into a role, they're going to do something great. And that was what motivated the casting. But I thought they were both excellent and would bring those characters to life in new ways. And I really wanted to collaborate.
Excellent. And one last thing. Why the title Possessor Uncut?
In what sense?
I mean, in the sense of like the uncut part. It could just been the Possessor and so on.
Right. Well, because it's the uncut, unrated director's cut.
Oh, simple as that. Hey.
Yep.
Well, hey, Brandon, hey, thank you very much. I really appreciate this conversation. Good luck and great job on this film. I think it was mesmerizing from beginning to end.
Thank you so much.
Hey, thank you. Bye now.
Bye. Take care.